Hi, I'm Tyler from Outside Campers. This is my 2018 Toyota Tundra Double Cab with the first Outside Campers pop-up Wedge camper cap installed on the back on a beautiful November rainy afternoon here in Massachusetts. Um, just going to walk you through the camper cap, give you an idea of what it's like. That way, if anyone is maybe interested in the area, they could let me know and we could figure something out. This is it in the closed position. It has these molly panels on the side. These won't be coming on the next models, but this is on the test model. Both of these, two latches, it pops up, and you have access to the side. My truck's a little bit taller than I'd like, so it's really tough for me to reach over, especially the way it's parked right now. But on the smaller trucks like Tacomas, and if your truck isn't lifted with these tires, you can get in pretty easily. There's a sliding window on the back, which opens from the inside. These things open and close, open like that. That way you can see it. And where it opens either way. And it actually has a third brake light on the back as well. Can't really see it from this angle, but the other side also opens up. I'll open it up that way you can see all the way through. It's currently in the closed position, but I'm going to pop it open so you can see what it takes to set it up, how long it takes, and just what it looks like when it's actually set up. The first step would be to open here. That way I can climb up onto the tailgate. And then I'll close this right now. There's two latches on the back. You just pull it out, and then I'll give a closer view later, and then it pops up just like this. There's a bungee that holds the tent kind of in. That way it kind of holds it in when you close it. That way it doesn't go coming out. And then when you actually set it up, I just put it on the bottom like that. Alright, the tent's fully up, but now you see we have these rain flies. This is the next step to set it up. I can show you how that works. So normally when I'm camping, I use something like a cooler, but for purposes today, I just have a step ladder. Tent comes with these poles. I think there's 6 of them. I just have a little zip tie holding them together. What you do is, there's 2 of each length. The 2 long ones, 2 medium, short ones. The long ones go on, and the short one goes on the side. Easiest way I've found to do it is to hook this up. Actually, see this. Put it into the slot. It kind of locks in there. And that's that one. Put it into this slot. That one locks in there. That's one side. These are the 2 medium ones. These are the ones that go on the front. Oops, I always forget. It's a lot easier if you put the bottom part in first. That way, because it's harder to get it in the exact right angle on the bottom. Once you get it in there, it's easy to just pop it into the top of the tent. So we just go like this. And that's 2 sides and the one side and the back. I'm gonna do the final side. That way we get the full effect. There we go. All right, there you go. And you're set up. That's all it takes. That's the tent fully set up with the rain flies out. You don't always have to put them out. If you're just trying to stay somewhere for the night, and honestly, having those down keeps a little bit of heat in. I think a couple times I camped, I left these down, just put the one in the back out. That way I could see. That's the only time it takes to set up. It's super convenient. Keep all your stuff in the back, and you just pop up through the bottom. You don't have to mess with any of your equipment you packed in the back. As you can see, it's raining today. It's completely dry up there. It stays dry. I've set it up in some complete nor'easter downpours, and there's a little bit of condensation inside, but it doesn't leak in any way. It stays perfectly dry. Honestly, great for all weather. The new models that I have coming in, they're on their way. They will have a cold weather kit, which is almost like an insulation that zips into the tent. That way it'll stay extra warm for the people up in the Northeast. I'd like to do some winter camping next year, definitely. Get a diesel heater set up like that. There's things that you can do after the fact. This one's currently for sale. This has the molly panels on the outside, which the other ones will not have. Other than that, the other model is pretty much the same as this one. This one is currently for sale for a 6.5 foot bed on a Tundra. This one's for sale for $6,000 just because I used it a couple times. It's still practically brand new though. In the future, I'll be able to take orders and get any size. You just need to send me the measurements. Once I get the measurements, I can send it to the manufacturer. In about 3 months, it'll be at my door and it'll be built and ready for pickup. But yeah, these are definitely much more affordable than the camper caps, especially in our area in the Northeast. Everything I saw was looking around $8,000 to $10,000 for a similar product. This is price point at $6,500 with some really good options on it, and it's great. I'm a big fan of it. I've used it a few times. It's watertight. I didn't seal the cap to the bed just because I knew it was a temporary installation, so a little bit of water get into the bed, but the actual tent itself is completely watertight. No water gets in there at all, especially even on a crappy November rainy day like this. If you're interested, you can email me. It's tyler@outside-campers.com. I'm still getting things set up like the website and stuff, but I'll be ready to take orders soon, and love to be able to get some of these on people's trucks nearby and make truck campers affordable to everyone in the Northeast, because usually you either have to get it shipped from out west or drive out west, and either way it's going to cost a lot of time and money to be able to get one of these. And this is such a cool thing for camping. It makes it so convenient. You just pull up to the spot, pop up, climb up, and go to bed. You don't even have to mess with all your equipment in the back. I'm a massive fan of this thing. I used to go to racetracks and go drifting all the time. I absolutely wish I had one of these at that time. I used to just sleep in my cap with an air mattress. This is quite an upgrade from that. I would still be able to have all my tires and tools in the actual truck, and it wouldn't affect anything. I could just pop my tent up and go to bed after a long day of racing. This is honestly the ideal camping setup, short of a truck bed camper, but this, for a weekend camping trip, this is absolutely perfect. And even if you were to build it out, I'm sure it could be great for longer periods of time. Yeah, if you're interested, tyler@outsidecampers.com. It's outside-campers.com. You can check out the website. You can reach out to us. Any more information, I'm happy to share everything I can. This is the first model that's arrived, so this is the only one I can really have physical eyes on and touch. The new Tacoma model will be coming in soon, so that'll be a different model from this one. It'll be a decent amount smaller. That way you can reach out to the Toyotas. Obviously, I'm a Toyota guy, so that's what I got for the first couple miles, but I think this one will fit other trucks like an F-150 or a Silverado with a 6.5 foot bed. I had a couple people reach out, and the measurements seem to be pretty much the same. Yeah, if you're interested, I'm going to pull out the camera and do a couple more videos, take some pictures. Figured I'd drive out here, give a little tour of it on this rainy day. Just this is typical New England in November, just crummy and rainy and not too cold, but a little bit cold. This is the tent all set up. I'm going to use the GoPro to give a tour of the inside, but this is a full walk around of how it looks. This is my 2018 Toyota Tundra TRD off-road with some Bilstein suspension. It's the perfect truck for this. Has an upgraded leaf pack in the back, so you can't even tell that has a little bit extra weight on there. These things weigh about 400 to 500 pounds in the bigger size, and around 350 to 400 pounds for the smaller sizes that go on Tacomas. We'll be able to get these any size. It'll take about 3 months in order for them to actually come in though. I'm gonna have a couple in stock, one for a 5-foot Tacoma, one for a 6.5-foot bed Tundra just like this one. And I have a new one coming for me with the new set of options. This one actually is for sale currently. This is our first test model. It has the Molly panels on the side, which won't be coming on the new ones, but it does still have the Molly panels on the inside, which you can see. I'm gonna open this up to get better lighting. There we go. All right. So basically what you do, come inside. So this is one panel. It pops up, gets you access. And this is where you would come in and sleep. Bed's here. You get a little storage up top. These also come off. I mean, these open up and you can climb down with a ladder if you would like to. There's a roller up here. This will come down and close it all off if you want to. The best way to climb up here usually is just you get a cooler. Yeah, if you put a cooler down there, you can climb right up into it. I have a step ladder just for the purposes of this video. This can come down separately, and then there we go. We're up in the tent. This is your bed for the night. This is 5 by 8. It's 5 feet wide, 8 feet long. You can have this up. When I slept, I kept it down because it kind of held the heat in here. These pouches are for storage. I usually put my keys in there, stuff like that. This is a USB to a power bank to have the lights. I'll show how those work. Here we go. There we go. All right, so that's the lighting. Super nice at night when you're getting ready to go to bed. Kind of sets the mood a little bit. It's not too bright, not too white. It's nice and yellow, so it kind of is a warm light. I'm going to fold these down just to show you. So if, say, we're camping on a rainy night like tonight, what we would do is fold these down. And there you go, fully sealed. These sides also do that as well. It's a little tricky closing it with those things closed, so I usually leave them open. That way when you close it, it's not just like an air pocket in here. The airflow is a little bit better. But yeah, you can fully close this with sleeping bags and stuff in here. I would just take your pillow out. I had a -25-degree sleeping bag and it closed just fine. I'm going to demonstrate too. The nice feature about this is this. So now you can fully stand up in here. The hatch goes all the way to the top. Make sure this thing's not getting foggy. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could just stand up in here, and it's nice for changing. Obviously, if you have those down, it'll be fully private. Same with that. These things close. Let me demonstrate how these work. So these, if you were to want to lock yourself in for the night, these are all keyed locks. If you want to lock those, they come with a bunch of keys. That way you can make sure it's secure. You put valuable things in here. Not only can they can see it from the small windows, but that's about it. So yeah, climb up in the bed, close the tailgate, and then with this slider, what you can do is close this, close that. That's closed. And then the other one, that's closed. I don't know if you can see me from the screen, but we're all locked in for the night. I can stand up in here because they're both popped up. I can pop this thing down. And yeah, then I can just climb up into bed, lower this hatch once I'm done. That works too. Do this. Here's it from the inside. And the lighting's probably not the best in here. But yeah, you can stand up. I'm about 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. and I can stand up perfectly fine here. It's nice for changing whatever you might want to do that requires you to stand up. It's always a bummer when you're changing, crouching down, but it's nice. Makes it so it's like a nice place to be. All right, so to open it from the inside, there's a little button right here. You just push on that, and then it opens up, and you're free to get out after a good night's rest. It has a 2-inch thin, high-density mattress. It's not, that one might be one thing worth upgrading. When I slept in here with the thick sleeping bag, it was more than enough for me. But I can understand if you're on it weeks at a time why you might want a slightly better one. But yeah, here's a view of the inside. All open. There it is. I've had this cap since September, and I've been driving around with it on the truck every day. It's really not noticeable at all. I used to always have an ARE cap on there, so it's really not much different. There's a little bit of wind noise just because of up top of the cab, but it really doesn't interfere with driving it every day. It doesn't make it any worse. I understand if you're fitting like a parking garage, it might get in the way, but for my everyday use, it really doesn't make it inconvenient, and I always like having a cap on here, so I enjoy it. I've substituted my cap for this, and if I wasn't trying to sell this one currently and had a new one on the way, I'd be having this thing on year round, even if I wasn't camping. We have 3 more on the way. One is for me to be my permanent demo model. One for another one model just like this. Won't have these molly panels on the side. It'll just be raw metal, just like this panel. No window on the sides, but the sliding window on the back. I'll have another one for a 5-foot Tacoma bed. That'll also be available for sale. Those two, brand new, will be $6,500. They'll come with 270 awnings that go around the cap. It'll also have 400 watts of solar and a winter insulation kit, and that'll be for $6,500. This one is currently the demo model. I've used it a few times. This one's for sale and doesn't have the same options as the other one does. This one doesn't have an awning or solar panels or the insulation kit. But this is still super useful if you want to buy those things yourself. You have a certain brand you want to build it out yourself. This would still be a great option for you. Those 3 will probably be in around February or March. When the spring comes, I'd like to be set up to be able to take orders. We can get orders of any size. All we will need is the measurements of your bed and the height of your roof, and then we can get you situated with the camper cap. It'll take about 3 months for it to come in, and once it comes in, it'll be built and ready to drop right onto your truck. These are just held on with C-clamps from the bed rails. Nothing fancy. It doesn't have to bolt in. It just comes on just like a regular camper cap. It's a little bit heavier than a normal one, obviously, because of the tent. This one probably weighs 400 to 500 pounds. The smaller ones on the Tacomas are a little under 400 pounds. Still, it's not really inconvenient to have every day. There's a little bit of extra wind noise just because of the way the overhang goes over the truck, but I drive it with on my truck every day. Doesn't bother me at all. It's not really much different than a normal camper cap. If anybody's ever interested, you can reach out to me, Tyler at outside-campers.com. You can reach out and go on to outside-campers.com. We have a contact us page. I'll keep the stock and what I have in transit on that website. That way people can see what's on the way. All right, I'm going to show you how to take down the actual camper. It's raining today, so obviously it's just like any tent. When it rains, you want to air it back out on a day where it's dry. So I'll pack it up right now so that way I can get the heck out of here. But when I get home tomorrow, I think it's not supposed to rain, so I'm going to pop it up tomorrow. That way make sure it's nice and dry. That's the same as any tent. You never want to put it away wet. But yeah, so first step would be to take these poles out. I brought a step ladder with me today, but something like a cooler is always a good option. That's what I usually use when I'm camping, just step on a cooler. That comes right down like that. I'm going to open the tailgate, put these here for now. There you go, that's the second side. All right, that's all the poles down. What I do is I have a zip tie here, and I just run the zip tie over all of them, kind of hold them together. It's a little tedious, just because trying to line up everything. There you go. All right, so then I got the zip tie on here. That just keeps them all together. Normally I put them in the actual cap itself, but because they're wet, I'm gonna leave them in the bed. That way they get dry. I don't want to close them in the tent wet. I'm putting them up there. And yeah, so now start. First thing is we have a bungee actually. Bungee goes up and over this. I'm gonna give it a little shake. Get some of that moisture off. There you go. So this kind of helps pull the actual tent in as you close it. I'm gonna just grab handle, pull it in. There you go. The only thing is obviously it pops out on the side. Sometimes something like a stick can be useful. I don't have anything like that, so I'll just bring the step ladder around, lift it up a little bit, push that inside. I'm sure the other side's the same way, even though you can't see it. And then the last step, last but not least, is actually latching it. Here's the latch right here. You just pull it down, pops into place. Boom. And then your outside campers is ready to go to the next campsite or go on a hike, whatever the heck you want to do. Doesn't take too long to take down. Pretty easy. The hardest part, honestly, is usually popping those things back in on the side. I'll have to pop it up probably tomorrow, make sure it's nice and dry. And then we close it back up. I'll put the step ladder in there. Obviously, what you use to step up might be a cooler, might be a stump, whatever the heck, whatever you find. Yeah. But yeah, I'm out here in Freetown State Forest. We're gonna drive down the rest of this road. I found an Onyx off-road. It doesn't look very aggressive, but figured it'd be a nice place to take some pictures and videos and go for a little drive on a crummy Sunday. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you're interested, feel free to reach out. Tyler at outside-campers.com. Help me get a camper on your truck. You won't regret it. Thank you.